There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. Yes, it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do, baby. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. All right. Nothing town to fuck all borough. Great choice, Elder One. It has always been like this, and it always will. The song of death is sweet and endless. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again.
You can take it. You're a champion.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open.
window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy, like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is... Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there. underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. It's too late. Like an image on film. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other, or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue. The blades come squeaking to a halt. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. The lights are off. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning, the necktie is... What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. not reminds you. A terrible mistake. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. The lights are off. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold, the morning light hurts your eyes.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
No.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking. Could it be because of the drinking? Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone.
A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself. Retreat is not a winning tactic.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her.
Goodbye.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma, you feel like a smoker, especially when you look at how very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a...
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
Or you could not do that. No one is making you. Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. And when you're done thinking about them, plus smoking them gives massive bonus. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is indifferent to your loneliness. The world does still no answer. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria. No, I'm not the bartender. I'm...
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters. It looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent work of taxidermy. Looks like something about it makes you feel...
Look, why don't you go and talk...
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating...
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop. Yes, you are. A real decorator. What did you not do? First you took the body down, then you solved the murder, then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike. No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long... Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize this is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Not it also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So,
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice.
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not? Because it's not part of reality.
There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation. That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncut material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They are mostly...
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revachol. That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard.
Are they?
You could use a good,
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces his small... That's where his conversations with himself. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Good. Let's change the subject.
No response. He just arches his brow. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Yes?
Hello, sweet.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to? You rascal. I'm too...
Your advances haven't thrown her off one bit. In another place...
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scattered. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic. No problem.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
Of course, dear. Good.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police. Of course. What can I help you? Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Oh, Well, I didn't write it there. I don't know anything about...
Even if she didn't write it, she should clean it.
Okay. Since the street sign's messed up? Oh, that...
She's relieved someone has come for it, finally.
What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements, the harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet, some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a...
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old...
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It used to gather every spring, but there's nothing to... It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the...
In the west is the miracle.
No problem. Me? I am just a guy. I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Of course.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Rivachol.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually...
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
The lieutenant exhales.
Whatever you say, officers. No.
He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand.
Can't have it. That's too bad. It's all done for. What, officer? Sorry I couldn't be of any help. No.
He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand.
It's my last one. Sorry, all done. I bet. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their inner... This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory. It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or... It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. Don't push your luck, Runt.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever. You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave... Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles.
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or...
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but not really. No. I didn't know him at all.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around.
Okay. I don't know, really. Not really. No. Not really. No. I didn't know him. Uh-huh.
Lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with the driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The driver has adorned his space.
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are...
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right...
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed...
We have families to feed, you piece.
So do we, Scott.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open, and try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. Honest men and women, with rights, to work, to be useful. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in dough.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do! Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
What are you talking about?
Yes, he's tense and dangerous. Somewhere.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in pity.
Let up!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? No,
Don't think we've met before. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Worked at Territorial. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? No, don't think we've met. We're all workers, right? Worked at Territorial. We're done here. I have a strike to break.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your... Nothing. Her smile. Just keep... No. This one is a monster. Nothing. No. This one is a monster in this... No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you.
The woman still has her eyes fixed. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian king." Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know? High above you, a silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "Not a good track record of mental health."
gander and a hunter and a gatherer from another planet. Hey there. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout. Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. So tell me, what do you need? Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around.
Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Rebishaw's weird. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks, Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? Forget what exact. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Some pretty wild stuff.
Ah, yes, from the...
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers, camionneurs, you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one...
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries. And their sad despair. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal...
Time to arrest him.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. We're pals and all, but I can't just... This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found...
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just... the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the...
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct. Damn. It's tricky business looking into someone's eye.
Don't be a stranger.
Before you stands a motor. Vapor emanates from the large engine. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft...
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with the motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
The Kupris Motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A metallic drawer slides out from...
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutter. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Cold and heavy, like useful for opening all sorts of doors. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its... The white suede feels luxurious under the touch. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC. The worn and beat...
We can...
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass...
There are clothes inside.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces. This jacket is the apex of human evolution. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering them. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast, studded with concrete. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffiti. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mailbox does not know how to man up. It is an inanimate object. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. This button looks new, but...
This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approach.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Fantastic.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duty.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective. Mm-hmm. I have everything. You?
Yes, yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted a... That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole...
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little...
She went away because none of your business. Extra fine.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 100...
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one.
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
No, don't listen to him. It's madness. Just talk.
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him!
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be... Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for... That's Cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be in time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money. What thing? What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do? Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the... They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good...
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about...
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other. You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just to tide you over.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the...
It's easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone facade. That's the pawn shop. An old friend of my husband's goes there often. He says the owner is quite helpful.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab.
You're quite welcome, dear. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Of course, dear. I just wish I could have done more.
This coin-operated viewer is facing...
Is this about the questions again? 'Cause
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying... You see two lowly defeat
I can see you with taste for luck.
a pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers.
these once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your... No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. You do, officer, you do. Remember, we don't have to resort to socialism. We can have nice things too. And so... No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad. That's right, officer.
these once respectable speakers.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Then look at them again. These are the premium lifestyle. No way, officer. Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money...
Yes?
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, a lot. A lot. Yes.
got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to...
She means it. The fear is...
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather...
Get the fuck out of here, face!
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallet. No, there's more to this. Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small one. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots, anywhere from 6 to 12 heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. The kid is obviously high.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a god.
We shouldn't do anything. You will see.
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show... Shitload pig. What?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno. Pig's choking. He's totally choking.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got...
You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask whatever comes to mind.
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses...
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down... You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant. Probably climbed. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesk or... Yeah. Kuno didn't smoke him, if that's what you mean. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
You're testing Kuno's patience.
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
The fuck are you talking about?
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Kuno. Don't talk.
The fucking well. The fuck are you talking about? Ask me a normal question, pig.
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back.
That's just...
There it is. That's...
In an eye. Fuck are you talking about?
They're trying to make you feel...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack.
Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit. That's just...
There it is. That strange...
In an eye.
They're trying to make...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack.
No, it's not...
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climb the ladder up to your magic tree house.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a... That's just some shit.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than...
The fucking...
They're trying to make...
You glance again at the roof.
That's...
There it is. That strange... We are way beyond normal already. We are in the star chamber.
Are you having a seizure in Kuno's yard now? In an eye.
They're trying to make...
You glance again at the roof.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's...
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, think about...
He seems glad someone understood what he was going for. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear...
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno! monsters!
Roland, he's having the time of his life. Total.
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
No! Get off Kuno, you sick...
You put him up to this yourself.
Listen to your friend. Help!
You put him up to...
Listen to your... Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno! Help!
Rolling,
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his...
You put...
Listen to your friend.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
The lieutenant does...
Help! Look. I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look. I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You know what? You should have hit the Kuno. You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you. King Kuno!
Backing up was a bad idea. Now he thinks he's established...
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever. I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with me.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. Murder was the case they gave me. I'll die before I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go...
Don't be traumatizing...
I'll die before I squeal. What's this kid?
Get the fuck...
I'll die before I murder. I'll die before I squeal.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? That's just some shit.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if...
The fuck are you...
Trying to get you to talk... They're trying to make...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack.
No, it's not...
He thinks you're...
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno does... The fuck about it. Kuno's fucking...
End of conversation. Very strong.
Just a couple of...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty...
Your test...
Get lost,
Kuno thinks you have brain damage or some shit?
Kuno, stop being nice to...
Ease off, see? Don't be telling Kuno what Kuno can do. What else you want, pigman? Kuno's Kuno. Shoot that shit at Kuno, pig-o-naught.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S. Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. All in all, Kuno respects Madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it.
Fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other.
Idiot. You bungled it up. That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad manipulation.
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno are tight!
A chill comes over you, the wind from the boulevard south, lashing you for trying to separate them, for trying to take the street out of Kuno. He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Fuck no!
Kuno, they've all...
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to...
You can still see the top of her hat. All around you, rain falls on the great city. The spring thaw, looking up at the sky. Cold water, grey sky like great battleships. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your sheets of rain over the water. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the final. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs. Cinder blots left over from half-finished. Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water. You shudder looking down at your feet. You realize you still have only one shoe. Nearby on the balcony of the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria, a single crocodile skin shoe now fills with rainwater. From the corner of his eye, the lieutenant gives your The lieutenant nods, then looks. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates. La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Couron, the lower middle class, distribute a silvery curtain of rain over the houses.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a fruit to the east. They sell them there.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisant. Be welcome, and...
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she wonderful? Did you talk to her? Why not? Was she not friendly enough? Were you not compelled to talk to her? Sir, watch the language. My child would never do such a thing.
The woman before you scans the store.
Oh yes, how's my precious doing? She's a good girl. As a young girl should be. With the proper attitude, she'll have a bright finance. As a young girl should be.
The woman before you scans the store.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything?
She smiles and nods, seemingly.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
You see a set of tattered curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. Thank you. Let's just talk.
What are you? A coward? Think of...
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the... You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped case.
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books?
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Amidst the various books, you find one written. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, wholeness, unity, balance. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because it's your own fault if you're ill. Got it? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find. There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head increases with every passing. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The book contains very little explanation on the matter. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree. from the near pale. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're It is, and good for the circulation. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. Is it any more improbable than anything else that human beings, for general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale. Though these strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds... There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a...
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden in... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. A map...
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if...
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is to the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black... No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights. The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriate. Your finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt on the spot.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with "This is you." Gold and orange. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. If police work means playing tapes...
Like a beach party, with sand and sun and sea.
Theoretically, yes, but we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first.
I don't like beaches. They accumulate too many photons.
G'day to you,
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old... His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only.
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh?
The words, Daredevil Drive.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything round here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not? A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter, soaks, whatever it is. The boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Just some tasteless advertising at the bottom of a canal. No use rubbernecking now. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest end. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
trying to sneak up on... Pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out. Then why are you sneaking up on me like... Trying to sneak...
There must be another way into the building.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. I don't want to be seen talking to the...
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything.
Apologies, but this is my...
The god himself has denied you
I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm not throwing...
There's no way you'd catch... Yes, really. Don't...
As you wish. Apologies.
The god himself.
Absolution? I don't know that brand, but I'm pretty sure you can get Astro... I'm not sure that... I'm not...
There's no...
As you wish. Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear Jean.
We will remove the body as soon as possible.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more...
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question.
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can... He doesn't reply. Gesturing, no. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching, spying on you three.
No. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in...
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on. What's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleep. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building, we'll just have to go in and see. Yes?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number, it's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, the shackle snaps like a twig.
After you, detective.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns.
He's known as the father of scientific communism, also known as Masovianism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced the White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How?
You hear someone walking around. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard from the looks of it.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get in.
A poor communard from the looks of it.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my...
This woman's health is failing her. There's not much to do. Not in...
Go ahead, then. What do you want to know? Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez, is a name for any...
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny...
Somewhere in the building, a child...
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony.
I'm no one. If you can call it living. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't...
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down.
Ask away, policeman. People come and go. I don't keep an... No one lives there. It's impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a police. Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. Oh, that one is a scientist. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawing. The symbol of what now? Ah. All I know about politics is that...
She mumbles some kind of a response. You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse me?
Scare them. Suspected of... There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official.
Oh, come on!
That was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right.
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her...
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner, but that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you... I need to get... It was some kind of a but that was months ago. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us and again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen.
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like...
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone.
Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture. And I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few...
It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank account.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time, or both apartments are now unrentable. Both. I need to get it ready for... Ha! Sounds like you've spent too much time undercover. It was some kind of... But that was months ago. Anyway, of course. What now? I need to get it ready for the next lease. It was some... But that was months ago. Anyway, oh, that's enough. And again...
So preppy.
A hole in the wall.
Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
Don't ask. Both apartments are now Of course.
Yes?
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day, beautiful things give you a rush. It's power, remember. When they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Oh, I do like wizards, and people like that in general.
A shift in temperature, the air chills around you. A former architect stands before a slice of window. A room plan in her hand is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers clasped. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. The streets will flow red once more.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forth.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentric hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two the woman on the boat does not.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch it. Can't you tell? I'm painting a... I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank... We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union...
She wants it to be something true and total.
This place is severely lacking. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime. Yeah? Lying is cool, I guess. Can't you... Have you ever tried... We rarely...
She wants it to be something true and...
Yeah? Thanks.
You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
I ain't no...
Actually...
The lieutenant, hatred,
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on...
Probably you should...
Good idea.
The lieutenant furrowed hatred, the woman on...
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on...
Probably the Wild Pines rep. You should take the lead.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
This door is made of metal and appears to be number 28. This is where the cleaning ladies...
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance... We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably... No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your brain...
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century. No, we are not constructors and renovators. And these bullet holes do not warrant... Not much. I don't have a fresh...
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full...
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced us. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. Some kind of encephalopathic... I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is.
Of course, I sympathize. but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Easy. Just offer her a favor.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with... Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is like... You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no... Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the East...
Well, at least this solves...
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the fourth...
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find...
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are late. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Voila. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Of course.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
she removes a few notes and hands them to you? The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask, can you eat honor? Are you an honorable?
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries? What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines. The Pines' core competency is logistics. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that...
$1 billion?
$20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and... Centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
She nods.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their... What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. Let's say I was not making...
And when did...
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont.
This isn't the first time.
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Mr. Clare told him to... Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic... Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the emergency. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a
mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of the board. In its defense, another said, "Demand democracy." Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Excuse me, from whom did you...
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was...
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union.
Disappeared?
Yes.
On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or come... Indeed. The company suspects foul play. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Of course.
Wow, you work. Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have... That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on yours. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop. And a... Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, every time you wipe your ass. They got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff. 98% of all your money. What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep...
Hello again, sweetie. I hope you're able to palm... Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this too.
Now, what else, sweetie?
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Well? Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that...
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, not the whole day.
He hates the Union, but
We should find out. We don't.
Yes. Another thing. Great. Yes.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust. As you step in, he nods toward the table. It must be his name. Garanci. Garanci Quebec. Sounds representative. The man puts his cup down and replies some. He smiles and bangs his ladle against the The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives You immediately feel drawn to the color. The cobalt blue surface. The door does not. The door does not.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key. Oh, yes, that door. No, I don't have a key. Or some
He's attempting to maintain an air. He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it.
Oh, no, I don't. Or some
He's a
Fine. Oh, so, yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. They come.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him.
We should find out. We don't.
Yes, they.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power.
We should find out. We don't. We have to wait.
Yes.
You see a heavy steel. The door does. The cobalt blue surf. The man ponders his cooking utensil. He looks up at you. Then, shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. He looks up at. Shrugging is an international sign for. He smiles and bang. Worker. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just came from. And the worker continues to nap, undisturbed despite you shaking him. This guy's a real juggernaut of sleep.
Now it's turning into a kind. Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other.
Yep. No.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Revachol's weird. Ah, man. Me and But those days are behind me.
Just be straight with him.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly.
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation in his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders south. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land. Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl to the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revachol, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance. You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold.
Excuse me? Man, I don't know what to say. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here, what's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. What about you, Copman?
Is that what it is? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
Hunted? By what? Sure, man. No problem. And thanks for this. It's good to talk to someone. I know.
Perhaps it would be a good idea to show yourself some of that empathy from time to time. Just a suggestion. Carry on now. woman still has her eye.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber? Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with a young... Until you came along, that is. I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine... While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little rebel... This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. This man's got a hold over her, even 50.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys, someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it... Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo. What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary, no drugs can compare. Then what were you?
This line of questioning is going nowhere.
Your man, Loman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. On the U41A. No, Loman, diamonds. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can or I can just relax.
I think we're done here, no? She's just a distracted...
So he doesn't think...
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending... Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best community... Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth.
The Transcatolia Magistral, U41A, Adestradas du Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly. You go right ahead, Loman. Is that all you woke me up to say? Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain. It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. Of course not. The boyadero returns from the western plain a changed man. One night. No. The boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rises up. You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them.
If you don't know, you're mad, Lowman. What of it? Good. I don't care about drugs. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? If you don't know, you're mad, Lowman. Good. I don't care about drugs. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I say? If you don't know, you're mad, Lowman. Good. I don't care about drugs. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? Then what?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try hard.
You're mad, Lowman. What? Good. I don't care about drugs. Yes, go. Enough.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than Scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen it. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't...
Should we? He's nice. I don't like nice.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open... I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a grantor of...
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seemed...
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead, and... Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist. Then press the button to... Then go past it, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely... Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it actually is completely impossible. Not yet, no. He's...
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Sure. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the...
Looking for something, Runt? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves.
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight.
Not in, not out. I'll never beat...
So you're telling us that you don't know anything?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby. The man pulls on his cigarette furiously, probably still thinking about mosquitoes and ass cancer.
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is he's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer. Just follow the smell. It smells like...
Yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it.
Guess so.